Okay, so I just mentioned this earlier, but I do want to take a deeper look at the latest frontier in Elon Musk's quest to infiltrate the government's most sensitive systems. Because this time it's one that could affect every single one of you watching at home. I mean, late yesterday, we learned that a member of Musk's team is seeking access to something called the Integrated Data Retrieval System at the IRS. And I know that may just sound like some fancy bureaucratic term, but in plain English, and maybe some of you know what that is, it means he's trying to access sensitive, detailed financial information about every single taxpayer in this country. So I think it's really worth taking a step back and asking a few questions here. Like, for starters, who the heck is this guy who might very soon have access to all this information? I don't just mean Elon Musk. You might want to sit down for this one if you're not already. His name is Gavin Kleiger. He graduated college in 2020, and he has a computer science background. And if you're thinking, okay, he's young, and maybe he doesn't have much government experience, but that doesn't seem so bad, just you wait. The two posts currently up on his Substack are titled The Curious Case of Matt Gaetz, How the Deep State Destroys Its Enemies, and Pete Hegseth as Secretary of Defense, The Warrior Washington Fears. According to a report from Reuters, over the past few months, Kleiger has amplified white supremacists and misogynists online, including reposting content from white supremacist Nick Fuentes, who himself has been banned, remember, at times from social media platforms for hate speech. So those are the kind of views that the guy who might get access to some of our most sensitive personal information chooses to amplify. Now, however unsettling that answer may be, that's who we might soon see all of our data. And that brings me to my next question. Why do they want it? And that question is a little trickier to answer. But consider this. The IRS holds tax information on every American. That includes Musk's competitors who are vying against him for government contracts. That includes people who Musk and Trump deem their political enemies. That includes people in the government, people in the media, people just to make them mad for any particular reason at any moment. In other words, it's a ready-made blackmail list of information on people they may want to go after. And if that wasn't bad enough, the Washington Post reported late tonight that the acting commissioner of the Social Security Administration just left her job over DOJ's attempts to access the agency's most sensitive files. That's a lot. And joining me now is Norm Eisen. He's the former White House ethics czar and under President Obama and the co-founder of The Contrarian. It's great to see you. So, Norm, you have a lot of, you're on the front lines, I would say, of trying to hold Elon Musk and the Doge team accountable. And I just kind of walked through this attempt to access sensitive information, this time at the IRS, which feels very concerning to me. What are the legal roadblocks that can be put in place here? What are you working on? What's next?
Jen, since the Nixon administration, which abused this information, the most personal financial data of you and me and everybody
this feels worse than Nixon,
who's
doesn't
watching. It is, because it's everyone. Nixon was looking for just a few of his enemies. Since that time, it has been illegal for people to have broad access to this data. This is the latest concerning element, and we've gone to court again and again at State Democracy Defenders Fund, filing the very first lawsuit saying Doge was illegal, getting an order from the court blocking Mr. Musk and Doge out of the Treasury's Bureau of Financial Systems, those very extensive databases with payments made across the country. And now they're trying to get a hold of IRS and Social Security data. There's no purpose to it. We're not going to allow it. We're going to go to court and stop it.
Well, look, when are we going to court? Not me, you.
Yes, we're going to court every day. Tomorrow we'll be in court because Mr. Musk's operations across all of the federal government, he's a kind of super cabinet member, Jen. The Constitution doesn't allow that. If you're a regular cabinet member, you have to be approved by Congress. This called the Appointments Clause. He's not properly appointed. So tomorrow we'll be in court to stop him for that constitutional violation. And we are going to fight this effort to penetrate these tax records as well.
I'm grateful. I don't think you need a lot of sleep because you're working very hard. Let me ask you, because today Judge Chutkan did hear arguments from 14 states who say the authority granted to Musk from Doge is unconstitutional. We don't know yet how she's going to rule. It appears as if she's not going to immediately block Musk, or that's my read. I want to know yours. But what is your take from what you saw today and what you heard her say today?
Well, To me, the thing that stood out from the hearing was in the second half of the hearing, when the government got up to argue and claim that Mr. Musk's functioning was properly authorized, she says, well, where's the proof? And she was very skeptical of the merits. Now, she did say that goes to the merits of the case. And I think she was suggesting that she wants to decide this not on a TRO basis, but on a slightly more extended basis. The states were right to bring that case. I respectfully agree with the state's position, not Judge Chutkan, that the lives of our AGs in our states are being turned upside down by this government chaos. The questions about airline safety, nuclear safety, and many more impacts in the states. But tomorrow we'll be in court, not far in Greenbelt, Maryland, and we're representing over 24 individual government employees whose lives have been turned upside down. That's what Judge Chutkan wanted today. We have that evidence, and we're going to go to court, and we are going to start the process of seeking relief for those individuals. And Mr. Musk is operating in violation of the Constitution. We're going to start enforcing that Constitution in our latest case.
Let me ask you, I wonder why. It seems to be you're getting a little bit under Elon Musk's, a little bit under his skin here. He tweeted, he posted on X about you a number of times today. What do you do about that? What do you say in response to it?
Many, many tweets today.
Many. We're showing them on the screen.
About our work and our case and me from Mr. Musk. Jen, he's supposed to be in charge of government efficiency. How does he have time to do all this tweeting? I think he's not used to being held accountable. But what we're doing in our cases, the case tomorrow under the Constitution, but we also have done dozens of FOIA requests. I applied to be a member of the DOJ. They said I'm not welcome because of my political affiliation. We filed the very first case of any kind against the Trump administration saying the DOJ was illegal right after Donald Trump was sworn in. We got that Treasury order. We're holding Musk and DOJ and Trump accountable. And Mr. Musk doesn't seem to be used to that. But you know what? I take those tweets as a backhanded compliment, and they are going to spur me on to bring even more litigation when necessary to defend the Constitution and laws from the Trump-Musk chaos campaign.
Norm Eisen, thank you. Always a pleasure seeing you. We'll be watching very closely all the courts you're going to be in the next couple of weeks. We appreciate it.